When it comes to persuading yourself, you need to be honest. And one thing that I need to be honest about with my own situation, and I'm going to use this as an example because hopefully this can serve as a reminder to others that persuasion really starts with yourself. Now, in my case, I've told the story about how I used to be fat. Now, as I'm recording this, I just, a couple of hours ago, 2 or 3 hours ago, I recently finished a 60 plus hour water fast. 61 hours in total, I believe the total count was. I do that once or twice, or usually just once a year. Usually I do a 36-hour water fast every single weekend, on the weekend usually. Now, during this Holy Week, I decided rather, because of practical circumstances, to actually extend the fast. And because faith is important to me, and because the message of the Holy Week is also very, very important to me, I thought, well, why not really do an extended fast? Just to remind myself that, after all, I'm human. And how lucky I should be to be able to really eat food whenever I crave it, basically, given my situation. Anyway, that doesn't really matter here. What matters is I was able to persuade myself, and I was able to pursue myself. Persuade and pursue, and also, what's the word I'm looking for? Persuade myself into losing weight over time. Now, I believe in longevity. I believe in living a healthy life. And that's why I'm occupied with how I eat, why I eat it, the way I eat it, and also really living a strong and, like I said, healthy lifestyle, both with respect to food and exercise and life in general. Now, I'll give you an example. In a couple of hours, I'll be out running, simply because running is healthy for you. I'm not going to run marathons. I'm not going to go for extended runs. I'm just going to go outside and run, simply because, well, number one, being outside is healthy to me because I live in a very, very sun-poor part of the world. So in addition to supplementing with vitamin D, which I haven't been as concise as I thought I would be, but I'm getting better at supplementing with vitamin D. I will also do my best to actually be outside so that I can get some daylight when it's not sun. Currently, it's not sun outside. Maybe the sun will pop up, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm pursuing myself. I'm persuading myself to doing these things because it's so important to me, and because the vision is clear, and also the result is clear. Like I said, I went from weighing 120 kilograms, 260 pounds. I looked like a fat pig. I was a fat pig. I had these nasty sweat stains in my armpits, on my chest, on my back. Usually I couldn't even wear a jumper or a sweater inside. So me wearing this tracksuit now, usually, or back in the day, I couldn't even do it because I would literally just start sweating. That's how nasty everything was. I was a fat and dirty pig. That's what I was. And so, to persuade myself, to use proper persuasion on myself, I needed the proverbial kick in the butt. I previously said about how the triggering moment was really when the doctor, with where I was doing a physical, told me, yeah, but that's not healthy, commenting on me being fat, and after I was protesting and lamenting and basically giving her all sorts of excuses under the sun about how I used to be, or how I was just bigger and so on, how I was more coarse. Was a word I was using. I was more coarse, coarse boned, or bigger boned, and my body was just more rough hewn. All that sort of nonsense, which really was just an excuse for me being fat. Anyway, that long story really is something that I reminded myself of today when I read another article, because I read an article, or I didn't even read it, I just skimmed really, really quickly past it, about some woman who wanted to become the fastest female marathon runner. And as a result, she was dedicating probably tens of hours every single week into running. Now that's an unhealthy lifestyle. It's the same for me if I decided to lose every single ounce of fat on my body and just weigh, I don't know, 80 kilograms, 175 pounds, I think. Maybe, no, 180 pounds, maybe, I think. In pure, excuse me, in pure muscle and in pure muscle mass. That would be unhealthy. Very, very unhealthy. And I would not at all do it. And I shouldn't be doing it at all. And I'm not going to do it either. Simply because it's unhealthy. But if I allocate every single day to training, let's say 1 hour a day, give or take 6 days a week. But each hour I dedicate, or I only expend 65 to 75% of my total energy. Meaning I don't go 100%, I go 60, 70%. And I do so basically for the rest of my life. Then I will not tire. I will instead get better. I will instead improve my technique. And the workouts don't feel as tiresome. They don't feel as intense because they aren't. Instead, they're gradually strengthening me. This is the inverse, really, of what I was hearing Governor Rick Perry talking about on Joe Rogan podcasts about, or excuse me, I said Joe Rogan podcasts. I meant to say Joe Rogan's podcast. About how continued punches and strikes towards the head, these continuous concussions will aggregate and build up over time. That will stack up, that will pile up, and they'll gradually inflict more and more brain damage on you. That's why, martial arts it's dangerous over time, especially boxing. Think about it. These punches to your head all the time, it's dangerous. Same thing goes for football, rugby, ice hockey. Maybe you can make the case even for MMA, jiu-jitsu. I don't really know. Here's what I do know though. These sustained blows to your head over time stack up and pile up. And these sustained investments in your energy as well stack up and pile up to increase your health over time. I'm talking about the regime that I currently am under, where I'm training basically 75% maximum per day. Now, all of this is really just to tell you, this is how I persuade myself. This is how I apply self-persuasion to work hard and to train every single day. And that's what you should be doing as well, especially when there is a pressing issue that you know you need to fix in your life. If you want to learn more about persuasion, then get subscribed to my email list, and especially how to apply it in sales, by clicking the link below in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you there.